Section 3.2, Graphing Rational Functions. Part 1, Graphing with Transformations of Toolkit Functions. One of our toolkit functions is y equals 1 over x, and we can use transformations of this rational function to graph other rational functions. For example, if I have the graph of f of x equals 1 over x on the left, I'm going to use transformations to sketch the graph of f of x equals 2 over x plus 1 minus 3. We know the minus 3 is going to move it down 3. The x plus 1, it's x minus a negative 1, so that will move it to the left 1. And then the 2 in the numerator is a vertical stretch. So if the graph gets moved down 3, that means our horizontal asymptote is moved down 3. So now our horizontal asymptote is the line y equals negative 3. If the graph gets moved to the left 1, now our vertical asymptote is x equals negative 1. So that's our vertical asymptote, x equals negative 1. And we know the basic shape is going to stay the same. Let's find a couple of points, and then we can draw the graph with that same shape. So if I look on the right side of my vertical asymptote, let's say, okay, if x is 0, then I would have 2 over 0 plus 1 minus 3, which is 2 minus 3, or negative 1. So I have a point at 0, negative 1. If x is, let's say, 2, then I would have 2 over 2 plus 1 minus 3, which is 2 over 3 minus 3. And 2/3 minus 3 would be 2/3 minus 9/3, or negative 7/3. So when x is 2, we are at negative 7/3, which is negative 2 1/3, which is negative 2 1/3. And I know what the graph looks like on that side. It's going to keep the same shape as it did with the graph of 1 over x. What about on the left side of that vertical asymptote? Let's plug in x is negative 2. If x is negative 2, we get 2 over negative 2 plus 1 minus 3, which is 2 over negative 1 minus 3, or negative 2 minus 3, so negative 5. We have a point at negative 2, negative 5. About right here. And we know the graph's keeping the same shape as our graph on the left of 1 over x. So it will look something like that. Another rational toolkit function is y equals 1 over x squared. Let's use transformations to sketch the graph of f of x equals 1 over x minus 2 squared plus 1. So the graph on the left shows 1 over x squared, where we have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0, and a vertical asymptote at x equals 0. If I look at my new equation, x minus 2, so the graph gets moved to the right 2, which means my vertical asymptote gets moved to the right 2. So that's the line x equals 2. And the plus 1 moves the graph up 1, so my horizontal asymptote also gets moved up 1, and now we have y equals 1 for the horizontal asymptote. And I could find a few more points, but I do know the basic shape here. So let's just pick x equals 0. If x equals 0, I have 1 over 0 minus 2 squared plus 1, or 1 over negative 2 squared is 4 plus 1, so 1 and 1/4. So 0, 1 and 1/4. I know I have a point right there. And it's going to keep the same shape as the one on the left. If on the homework it asks you to graph, say, 3 or 4 points, then find 3 or 4 points. But we know the basic shape, so we know it's going to keep this same shape.